Teddi Mellencamp and Edwin Arroyave reunite for their daughter's latest milestone. Co-parenting amid a divorce isn't always easy, but Teddi Mellencamp and Edwin Arroyave appear to be handling it like pros. The estranged couple demonstrated this on Friday, June 6, when they reunited for their oldest daughter's sixth-grade graduation. Teddi shared the milestone in a series of Instagram stories, which showed 11-year-old Slate Arroyave opening a very special graduation gift. See Teddi Mellencamp's beautiful gift for daughter Slate Arroyave. Graduation day. So of course that comes with a little present, Teddi said from behind the camera. Slate began to pull tissue out of a red and white polka dot bag before pulling out a personalized backpack. "It's so pretty," the preteen said. "I love it." The black leather piece was emblazoned with Slate's name and hand-painted pictures of her horses, Classy and Poe. "Do you see? Classy, Poe," Slate Teddi said. "It's a backpack. Put it on. Let's see. Turn around." The former housewife credited the accessory to Ariana Pacino, a Beverly Hills-based artist/designer specializing in custom bags and trunks. "Thank you, Ariana, for the incredible artwork of Classy and Poe," Teddi wrote. "Slate is beyond grateful. This is truly so beautiful. Ariana, you've made her year." Slate receives the gift at her family's Encino home, where Teddi and Edwin are still cohabiting. Edwin Arroyave shares an inside look at Slate Arroyave's graduation day. The estranged couple also snapped a family photo with Slate, 10-year-old son, Cruz, and 5-year-old daughter, Dove. Edwin's daughter, Bella, whom he shares with his ex, was also pictured. "Just like that, our baby girl is graduating lower school," Teddi captioned a June 6 photo. "Off to middle school next year. Proud of you, Slate." Shortly after the home celebration, Edwin shared a few photos and videos from Slate's graduation. One of the posts showed the Beverly Hills daughter giving a quick speech during the commencement ceremony, reflecting on the lessons she learned while attending the school. "Certainty and confidence combined with humility is the most magnetizing, attractive quality that you ever have," Edwin captioned the clip. "You are amazing, Slate." Teddi Mellencamp and Edwin Arroyave put their divorce on pause. Teddi confirmed her and Edwin's split in early November 2024 after 13 years of marriage. In the months following her divorce filing, Teddi announced she had been diagnosed with lung and brain tumors stemming from her years-long battle with melanoma. Edwin has since remained by Teddi's side, focusing on his estranged wife's recovery and their children. Although the parents have put their divorce proceedings on hold, Teddi has made it clear that she and Edwin are no longer romantically involved. "We're not together, but we put all the divorce stuff on hold because getting divorced is very stressful," she said in an April 17 interview with Briefing on Bravo. "Edwin is a good guy, and we're having a friendship, which is what we liked about each other in the first place. Making each other laugh and all those types of things, so I think it's been really nice. We call it the Divorce Chronicles, where we just tease each other." Teddi Mellencamp confirms she's dating a really nice guy. Teddi recently revealed she's dating someone special. The Indiana native shared the news in a recent episode of her Two Teas in a Pod podcast, just days after she and her mystery beau were spotted on a walk together. "There's no big story to tell here," she said. "I'm in a position where I'm dating, and yes, I'm dating a guy. He doesn't stay at the house with the kids, but we go to workouts together. We've gone on dates. He's been really nice. He's been very kind to me." Teddi Mellencamp and Edwin Arroyave reunite for their daughter's latest milestone, a story of family, forgiveness, and moving. The polka dot bag. Encino was quiet the morning of June 6. Birds fluttering past the blooming jacaranda trees that lined the street outside the Mellencamp Arroyave home. Inside, there was an unmistakable buzz, a current of excitement that hummed through the hallways like a well-tuned guitar string. Teddi Mellencamp stood in the kitchen, carefully arranging a red and white polka dot gift bag. Tissue paper spilled over the sides like frosting on a cake. She added the finishing touch. A handwritten card folded neatly into the corner of the bag's handle. Upstairs, Arroyave was tugging a comb through her long hair, anxiously glancing at the clock. Sixth grade graduation wasn't a red carpet affair, but to Slate, it might as well have been. It marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of something she couldn't quite imagine yet: middle school. Edwin Arroyave appeared at the kitchen door just as Teddi adjusted the ribbon. "Still can't believe she's going to middle school," he said, voice low. Teddi didn't flinch. They had been through awkwardness. This wasn't that. Not anymore. "I know," she said, smiling. "Feels like we blinked." He reached for a mug from the cabinet. "Coffee?" She laughed. "Always." Slate's moment. The ceremony was held outdoors at the private elementary school Slate had attended since kindergarten. Folding chairs had been arranged under a white canopy, the stage flanked with balloon columns in school colors. Parents murmured quietly, shielding their eyes from the sun as the graduates filed in. Slate was easy to spot, tall for her age, hair pulled back in a soft braid, her signature charm peeking through the nervous smile. Teddi sat beside Edwin, their knees barely brushing. Behind them sat Cruz and Dove, fidgeting in their seats, and Edwin's eldest daughter Bella, who had flown in for the occasion. During the ceremony, Slate approached the podium to deliver a brief speech. "I've learned that being confident doesn't mean you have to be the loudest person in the room," she said clearly. "Sometimes, just believing in yourself is enough." Teddi felt her throat tighten. She glanced at Edwin, who was filming the moment on his phone, pride evident on his face. Back at the house, Slate opened her graduation gift. Cameras clicked and recorded as she gently pulled away the tissue paper. "It's so pretty," she squealed, pulling out a black leather backpack with her name painted in gold script and two horses, Classy and Poe, carefully illustrated. "Do you see? Classy, Poe, Slate," Teddi said from behind the camera. "It's a backpack. Put it on. Let's see. Turn around." The joy in Slate's eyes was pure. A pause in the storm. That evening, after the cake had been cut and the laughter had died down, Teddi and Edwin sat on the back patio. Dove was asleep inside. Cruz was finishing a game on the iPad. Slate had gone to call a friend. The day had gone off without a hitch. "I'm glad we did it like this," Edwin said, sipping his drink. Teddi nodded. "Me too. For the kids, and for us, honestly." There was a pause. A kind of honesty had grown between them. Not the raw, cutting truth that can shatter a marriage, but something gentler. "I know this isn't easy," he said finally, "being here, still living under one roof, navigating it all." "Life's not easy," Teddi replied. "But you've been here, and I can't imagine going through all this." She motioned vaguely to her own health, the divorce, the uncertainty, without knowing you were nearby. He nodded. "We've had some good times, huh?" Teddi laughed. "Some? Edwin, we had great times, and the not-so-great ones. But this, what we're doing right now, this feels evolved." The Divorce Chronicles. They had a name for it. Their limbo. The Divorce Chronicles, Teddi had joked on her podcast, 2 Teas in a Pod, just weeks earlier. "We're not together, but we've paused everything. Lawyers, paperwork, you name it. It just doesn't feel like the right time." Her co-host had asked why. And Teddi had answered, "Because I'm still healing. Because the kids need us both. Because Edwin is being, well, honestly, a good friend." That was the part she never anticipated. Not the diagnosis or the fear or even the awkward transition from spouses to co-parents. It was the rediscovery of that base-level friendship, the kind they'd built their relationship on all those years ago. They laughed again, a lot. They joked about who left dishes in the sink, who forgot to fold laundry. They bickered like exes, teased like siblings, and occasionally sat in silence like old war buddies who had survived something together. And in a way they had. A new chapter for Teddi. People keep asking me if we're getting back together, Teddi said one day on the podcast. And the answer is no. But that doesn't mean we can't be better parents, better people to each other. Off the mic, she had begun dating again. Quietly, carefully. The new man in her life was kind, patient, not famous, not flashy. We work out together, she had told a friend. It's low-key. I'm not trying to set the world on fire. I just want peace. He had met none of the kids. Teddi had drawn firm lines. This phase was still hers, unshared, sacred. He makes me laugh, she said with a shrug when Edwin noticed her smile more than usual. That's good, he'd replied, and he meant it. Edwin's reflection. Edwin had his own quiet moments, watching Slate ride her horse, walking Cruz to school, reading Dove bedtime stories. He reflected often on how easy it was to take moments for granted. He hadn't moved out of the house, not officially. There were too many practical reasons, but emotionally he had begun to separate. Gently, respectfully. Still, something about the graduation had lingered. Maybe it was Slate's speech. Maybe it was how natural the day had felt.